Okay, I've done some old lady stuff recently.
Fair.
What like my booking my tickets,
Uh-oh, what'd you do?
my airline tickets.
Uh-huh.
Remember, I booked them from Vegas to Tulsa instead
Oh,
of Seattle to Tulsa.
I don't know if you told me that.
Oh my God. Yeah, so let me tell you this. Well, anyway, welcome.
I want to be in Vegas so bad.
Scrutiny, yeah. Well, because I was buying my tickets to Tulsa for the Blue Whale Comedy Festival that I got into. And yeah, that's exciting. And I'm playing around with the prices, and because it was all, there's no nonstop. It's stop here, stop here, stop here. And then I thought, well, I wonder if it's easier to go to Vegas and then go to Tulsa. And so I was playing, and somehow, apparently, I didn't turn it back.
Oh no.
Didn't realize it. So then I'm like trying to I got to schedule rides to and from the airport.
Yeah, from
And
Vegas.
I'm like, I better go look and see exactly what time I'm landing and departing. And then I looked at it and it said Vegas, and I'm like, no. So then I had to call Southwest Airlines, pay another $350 fucking dollars to change it.
Wow, that's a lot. So pay attention to what you're booking and what you're paying for, folks.
Yeah. So yeah, I just paid $500 on my credit card, and then whoop, there went $350. So anyway, yeah. But anyway, that's a dumb old lady thing I do. This is not a dumb old lady thing I'm doing. This is
Welcome to another episode of
Scrutiny with Cheri and Andy.
I'm Andy Vargo, and this is my bestie,
Cheri Hardman. We decided to do something.
Yeah?
Andy Vargo and I will do anything for attention.
Yes, we will.
I'll tell you what I did. My nails, my hair, and my nails, my hair.
You gotta give yourself credit for all the things you do.
I'll tell you what I did later.
Now I don't know when it'll happen.
Earlier. And we're here to discuss my nails, my hair, and
Being the best at no matter what it is that you're doing. Now I don't know when it'll happen. Damn, I really wanted to mansplain that to you.
it's okay. I wasn't listening to you anyway. So that's really why I don't like mansplaining, because I'm always ignoring the person and it interferes with my inner brain workings.
I see. Well, I'm glad I could help you figure that out.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I know I'm a pain in the ass, but but what I was saying is that I've been doing some old lady stuff like that lately, like, booking my plane tickets from the wrong place.
Did you do your nails blue because of the blue contest?
Blue contest.
Blue whale contest?
Oh, no, it's a festival, not a contest. No, I'll tell you what the blue nails are for. The other day, I talked to Jordan about flowers for my son's memorial.
Mm-hmm.
And I said I was really enjoying the white bouquets that I was getting. And I said, so I would like it all white with just maybe like one color. And he said, well, what color would you want? And I said, oh, I don't know, blue. I just picked blue, kind of out of the blue.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went home. Then a couple hours later, I realized, oh, Noah's urn is blue.
Oh,
That'll look nice. And then I don't think I told you about this, but yesterday when the dog came,
mm-hmm.
I'll tell this like everybody doesn't know it. So
Yeah,
it's really weird because Dave and I were both getting ready to leave at the same time. I know I'm bogarting this whole thing today.
Don't feel bad about that at all.
Dave and I were both trying to leave. He was going to go play disc golf, and I needed to go get my lashes done primarily. But I get my lashes, nails, and stuff all done at the same place. So anyway, and he kept saying, I don't know, I feel like I don't want to go. He was really hesitating, and he doesn't usually hesitate to go play disc golf. But we have been just really hovering around each other lately. Like neither one of us really likes to be alone right now.
Yeah.
That makes me want to cry because I'm alone right now. But I'm not, because you're with me. So he really
I wish I could make it come through the internet.
So he was really hesitating though.
Yeah.
And then, of course, like right as we're getting ready to go, came that big storm, thunder and
Out of
lightning,
the blue.
raining. And I'm like, and I had an appointment time. I wasn't just doing a walk-in because not all the girls there can do lashes. So I have to schedule it. So anyway, we're like, oh, great. Now we're going to go out in the rain. And I'm like, I'm all mad because then that means my scooter's going to get wet and I got to stand there and dry it off. And we're just, so we're both like kind of hesitating. Like, should I change my appointment? What should I do? Then we just decided to go ahead and go. And we went out. Well, and plus Nipsey was freaking out in here. He's just, whoa, he doesn't like the thunder light. So we go out and I look up the street. And you know how like my street is up a hill. So I see running down the hill right in the middle of the street, this little tiny dog running for its life. So I open my car door and I go, and it's running right towards me. And I go, come on. And it just jumped right in my car and sat between my legs. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not going now. And it took about a half hour. We called the number on the tag and the people came and got it. But in the middle of all this chaos, the dog's in the house here with us. And our dogs are like trying to figure out. Dave goes, look, there's a blue heron out in the yard. Those never come around here. And it was just blue, blue, and blue.
Yeah.
So I just decided to get my nails done blue. I know it's a reach, but it just felt like the appropriate thing to do. And Blue Whale Comedy Festival. So blue it is.
There you go. I knew there had to be a reason.
Yeah, because I
don't know if there's always a reason. I just don't remember.
I don't typically sport blue nails, but they look kind of cool.
Yeah, they look fun.
Anyway,
what's
going on with you, Andy?
I've been staying very focused, and I don't know if other people experience this or if you run into this, but the more I have to do, the more efficient I am. Like when I don't have that much to do, I don't even get like the two things I have to get done that day just don't even happen. And if I have my stuff just piled up, it's like my mind knows I don't have time to bullshit. So it just starts like, no, got to cross this off. I even checked my email today. No, but I did that thing where if it's not urgent, I let it kind of just hang there. And I try to every few days, at least once a week, really go through and assign everything to the folders for the different groups I'm in, clubs or whatever the category is. And then that way, like Friday, I deal with all of my stuff for my writing group. So I just put it all in a folder, and then Friday I open up that folder, and that's when I deal with that. Because one of the tricky things with what I do is I'm involved in Toastmasters, I'm involved in a writing group, I have my own business, and then you have all this personal stuff. And within my own business, there's local networking, all that kind of stuff. There's people I'm inviting to be on my podcast or hopefully getting invited to be on theirs, whatever. And then I have sales leads and upcoming speaking gigs, and then other events that I have signed up for, whether it's a farmer's market. So I finally just recently have started getting folders in my email so that I can just put everything in the right spot. And so I can like put my mind in that mode and say, okay, I'm going to go deal with this segment of what I'm doing right now. Because otherwise it's just so all over the place that I get so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm really bad about, first of all, I check my emails constantly, but then I just leave them sitting in there. I've got, well, first of all, I have like 24,000 unopened emails, just the junk ones that I just don't take the time to get rid of.
Yeah.
So I kept getting the warning to clean out my mailbox.
Yeah, and my thing is, if I see the email, like my brain feels like it was taken care of because it's like I saw it, I read it, as if the thing that needed to be taken care of was for me to know. Apparently it didn't need a thing dealt with.
Can you hear background noise in my house?
I don't.
Okay, no. I won't yell at anybody then.
But but one of the things that I have decided to do the last few weeks is that I have some pretty lofty goals for life and my business, and you know how it is when you're running your own thing, you could not do anything for a month and nobody would care or notice, possibly. There's no one saying, hey, you didn't get that done.
Right.
3 months later, you're going, well, how come I didn't get any growth, or how come this didn't happen, or why am I still where I was 5 years ago. And it's, well, I guess if you don't do anything, nothing happens. So I am sticking with the plan of podcasting, getting an episode released every week, which is what I did when I started, but fell off of that. Getting a video of me speaking posted, whether it's a clip or a full thing, whatever, some sort of video of me giving a speech posted every week, and then also working on writing every day. So sometimes that's writing, sometimes it's editing, something along that lines. And so I got all that stuff done today and yesterday, and meanwhile also getting my website finalized. It's so close to being.
It looks really great. You guys should check. Well, don't check it out till Andy says like it's done.
I mean, it looks really, I mean, and that's the thing is it's live, like we're editing it live. So it is in a place where I'm not at all embarrassed if people go look at it. I'm just waiting to do the big like go look till I have.
And what is your email, your website again?
Awkwardcareer.com.
I know that.
But yeah, so.
All right. I want to talk a little bit about the Comedy Voice.
Yeah, that's been pretty fun to see.
I've been coaching that. That's the first time for me doing that. And oh my God, it's way harder than I thought it was going to be. You know, like to have to crush people's dreams, you know, and tell them no or not choose them.
While they're looking at you with puppy dog eyes, like.
Oh, I know. And like, you know, people have been so nice to me, you know, giving me hugs and, you know, contributing to the meal thing that someone set up, the meal train. So I've been getting, you know, love from people. And so that makes it even harder to have to reject people is basically what I mean. But the thing is, like, we only got 9 people out of over 60. So that was well, it was like 20, probably like 22 each week, so like 66 people. We each got 9, and so I got a great team. Monday we each get 1 more. But now I have to decide who's going to go against who in head-to-head, because so my team is going to be reduced by half Monday night.
Then you have to decide out of your team who's not going to make it.
Yeah, so it's just like,
I mean, you know, when they go head-to-head.
Do I pick 2 people that I think are equal, or do I pit the ones I think could win against the ones I have less confidence in, which is probably, but you know.
That's a hard thing.
It's really like, and I don't want to like, you know, make anyone feel like, oh, she put me against this person because she thinks I suck. It's just, there's no fun, easy way to do it that's not going to screw somebody.
I can't remember if I did it 3 years or 4 years. I think I did it 3. I can't remember the first year they did it, but that head-to-head was the one that made me the most nervous every time, because it gets in your head about how you're going to do, first of all, then how the other person's going to do, and how, you know, how well are you against them. And I felt each time, I remember going into it feeling like I could make it past this person if I have a good set. Like I never stepped into it feeling like, oh my God, I have no chance. I remember feeling each time like, oh, you know what, I could do this. And I remember, I think the first one I didn't pass, and then the next 2 I did.
Do you remember who your 2 people were that you were against?
The first time it was Bo Drummond.
Yeah.
And then the next time I think it was Josh, and then Shelby Dodson.
So I can remember I had Jose Dirtiano one year, but I don't remember who I had the other year. I can't remember at all.
And Bo was the first one, and I only remember that because it popped up like on my Facebook memory, and I was like, oh, that's right. And so that was the first year, and then the next year it was Josh, and then last year it was Shelby. So it just gets in your head because you go into it going, okay, these are all great comedians that I didn't at all feel like, oh, I could beat them, but I also felt like
how many of the 3 did you beat?
2. I didn't beat Bo the first time. And it was enough that I remember feeling like, you know what, this is, I remember feeling like it was enough to say, I feel good enough and confident enough that if I step up my game and do a good job, I have a chance. But I didn't expect in any way to blow anybody out of the water and go into it super cocky and say, "Oh, I got this." But it made
Yeah,
me
so it's really hard to set them up and figure out who to put against who. I even like did the random name wheel just to see
yeah.
what would happen if I just did them randomly, and that was actually not. It didn't turn out that bad, but
Hmm.
oh boy, it's really tough. I'm struggling with it, and
Wow.
then I'm like, I think of different scenarios. I won't say any of what they are because I just shouldn't. I'll tell you later, but
Well, one thing I think about it too is like when I was thinking about what you're doing, you have such a diverse team. I love that about who you have lined up on your team. I don't look at your team and go, "Oh, she's got all women or all bros or all any one thing." It's just a really good mix of different
mhm.
kinds of people with different styles of comedy, and that makes a big difference. And I feel like you will elevate everyone on your team. Like regardless of whether or not anybody wins on your team or if someone does, you're going to elevate them to the next level from where they are. And they could already be doing really well. And just that conversation and stuff that you guys are going to do will move them forward. And they might be, still coming up a little bit and you'll get them from here to here.
Yeah, and I will say I've noticed some of them are not scheduling coaching appointments with me.
Mhm.
And maybe they think they're better than I am, and what do I have? That's fine. They can do it however they want. It's their contest. But I just think somebody different than you sometimes could maybe give you something that you don't already have. But we'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll I don't know, pit the ones that asked for help against the ones that
Well, one thing doing life coaching, I think a lot of people misunderstand what coaching is. I think a lot of people expect to be coached like you would when you're in little league or high school, where this is how I'm going to tell you how to do it. But
Mhm.
when we're at this level and we're doing this kind of thing, it's about feedback and an outside perspective and finding a way that works for you by me being objective and saying, gosh, you know what? I don't have maybe the same audience or the same thing, but I know that these things work for me. And I know that everything I studied and learned, this is what works. So let's try this kind of thing. Or, I'm sitting in the audience when you're giving comedy, when you're giving your set, and I notice you don't get a reaction here, or maybe you get a reaction and you're talking over it, but when you're on stage, you're not picking up on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been really interesting. I've had a couple Zoom calls and I've got a couple live ones scheduled. And so, it's, if nothing else, it's nice to connect with people.
Yeah. That's a
So
good
we'll
point.
see. So yeah, Monday and Tuesday. Monday is the last day. Each coach gets one more person. And then Tuesday we go straight into the first round of head to head. So
That's quick, especially
yeah.
if you're on that Monday lineup. Hopefully they
If
push
you're on
it.
the Monday, you do not go on the next day.
That's good.
That's already, yeah,
Yeah,
we've already
that
figured
makes
that.
sense, I guess. Yeah, plus I need to get some coaching time in with you because I'm trying to be funny again. Not that I stopped being funny,
You
but
already are funny.
I just am working on some new stuff. And so, but
Um,
and the voice, for people who don't know, it's the voice at Tacoma Comedy Club. It's going on this month, pretty much Mondays and Tuesdays, not quite every Monday and Tuesday, but watch the dates.
yeah.
And the winner gets, what do they get? Paid work?
They get paid work, yeah. Like I'm not exact. I think there might even be some cash money. I don't have that in front of me right now, like what the winner gets. The winning coach gets money to a charity, and I would love to be able to give like some suicide prevention, something, some money. So I'm gonna investigate some charities that have to do with that. So
Good.
so I thought that I would talk a little bit about my son.
Yeah.
I try not to cry through it. I know some people, or maybe have questions or want to know exactly the story. And I don't want anyone to think I'm trying to capitalize on it, but I mean, it is kind of on my mind. I'm like planning a memorial.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also planning a birthday party for Andrew this weekend, memorial next weekend, and doing this coaching. So even though I'm not working and I'm not booked, which, hello, why is no one booking me right now? But that's okay, because it turns out I need to not be booked right now. I got stuff to figure out, but um,
But book me for September.
yeah, I mean, duh. So, um,
Uh,
like I look at somebody's like list of bookings and I'm like, what's going on? People are booking shows out there. Anyway, so, but it helps right now that I don't have anything like that going on. The voice is just enough to keep me busy and, do all this other planning that I have to do. So it was 2 weeks ago today. We had done scrutiny,
mhm.
and about 7:15, I got a call, and someone asked me like if I knew Noah Hagen, if I was affiliated with Noah Hagen. And I thought, my first thought was, uh-oh, it's either about one of his tickets or he's in jail or something like that. Because the caller ID said like MOMS something or other. And I was like I first looked at it like, mom, like what,
Yeah.
But then when she said this is the coroner's office,
Oh gosh.
I knew instantly, obviously. And I said, oh no. And she said, we have your son Noah here. I'm sorry, he's deceased. And she said it was a suicide, and he hung himself. And so she told me the details, that his partner Avery found him, that he cut him down, tried and called 911, started CPR. The ambulance came, tried to work on him, but it was too late. He was pronounced dead at 1:38. I didn't hear about this until 7:15. And earlier in the day, Avery had asked me for my phone number. And I said, is something wrong? I know I had texted Noah earlier in the day, and he answered me. And then anyway, so I was like texting him probably right when he was doing it, And I don't know. I didn't ask. I have not asked Avery, nor has he volunteered, exactly what precipitated that day, what happened, where. That's between them. I have told Avery that I don't care. Not that I don't care, but I don't blame him at all. Not even 1%. Noah was an adult. He made his own choice. And I said, it's not your fault. I said, even if you said something terrible and got in a horrible fight with him right before it, it's not your fault, because Noah made the choice. Now, I'd seen some decline in Noah's mental health over the last. He'd always struggled. He was a good kid. He was funny and smart, and he had a really big heart, but he was really struggling over the years. And then he was doing drugs. And funny thing is, I never really, I guess I didn't know what to look for. I didn't really see the drug use. I knew he drank a lot, but like lately, he hadn't even been drinking. But I guess apparently he was doing meth instead. And like sometime within the last month, he was talking to me one day, and he sounded crazy. And I go, no, I'm looking at you, look like you're on drugs. I go, but you're saying stuff that sounds like somebody is on drugs would say. And he stopped and looked at me like, and then just kind of just stopped talking to me. But I caught him reading the Bible, and like, the kid was 27 years old. I'd never seen him reading a Bible before. And it was kind of funny because, so Noah, when he stayed here, would stay in my office. There's a futon right over there, and a table and a computer. And so often we were sitting in this room alone together. and he was reading a Bible and typing stuff. And I said, why are you reading a Bible? And he's like, well, it's not like I'm reading it from the beginning. And I go, well, nobody reads it from the beginning. I don't know. That little conversation always stuck with me. I thought it was kind of funny, you know, that I don't know. I don't know why that's funny to me, but it just is.
Well,
So
it is kind of a funny thing to be like, I caught him reading the Bible. Doesn't he know that's against the rules in this house?
but that just now in retrospect signifies that there was some kind of an internal struggle going on of some kind, that he was looking for answers. This year was the first year that he bought me a Mother's Day present or said Happy Mother's Day in a couple of years. You know, like last year we were in the same house and he didn't say one word to me. So, you know, like some things were horrible and getting worse, but other things were getting better. He seemed really happy with his lover, but then they kind of were fighting. But, you know, if you haven't ever really been in a relationship and then you're in a relationship where you guys are together 24 hours a day, that's a big transition, you know, big change. I mean, when Dave and I first got married, that first year, good God, I'm surprised that we made it through that. So, you know, I understood those fights when he would call and tell me about the fights, and I don't want to air his dirty laundry. I guess what I'm just saying is, in some ways, like you want to look for a cause or a reason or a moment, like what happened, what pushed him over, you know, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't change anything. And I don't want Avery to go the rest of his life. Avery has to go through the rest of his life with the picture in his head of Noah hanging there. I can't even imagine. I mean, I would just want to say thank you to Noah for not doing it here, because I would have never survived that, I feel. So not only does he have the problem of missing his lover, but he has that mental image that he's never going to get out of his head. And I worry about him. Everybody feels guilty for one reason or another. Everybody that knows him, his brother, you know, his just everybody, like, oh, he texted me and I didn't answer him back, or he called me and I didn't answer him, or I was mad at him because he was doing meth, so I told him to leave me alone. Like, everybody has these things like, oh, I wish I would have just answered the phone when he called, or I would, you know, everybody has that in our family. Sure. And that's like the hardest part to struggle with. I struggle with that every day, you know. So, but the thing is, it really helped me. Like, I made a movie for his memorial, and that helped a lot, just to see pictures of him and movies of him, and just remember him before he was a hot mess, because he was a lovely person. He was funny. He was really funny. Like, one of the things I said was, who am I going to send my pictures of my poop to now? Because we would do that sometimes, you know. To us, it was funny. And he would always, I just want to say, he would always walk past me every time and tap me on the opposite shoulder. Like, he'd tap me over here so I'd look, but he was going that way, you know, just that old joke. But he did it 100% of the time. If he was walking behind me, I was going to get it. And everybody, like, I met, and his friends all came over. All these young men came over with flowers and talked to me. And we talked about Noah, and it was beautiful. These young men, and they like all kind of came up together. They are all getting their shit together and having jobs and girlfriends and, you know, doing what young men do, and Noah was stuck. So that it was hard to see, but it was also beautiful to see that it was like the potential of what Noah could have been. And I love those young men, and they're going to take some of his ashes up to the mountains where they used to all go and spread some of them out. So that makes me feel good too.
Well, it's also beautiful that they didn't just leave him or blow him off just because things might not be going the right way.
I mean, I did see less of them lately.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were all working and stuff too. So So I don't know. They're nice young men, and I don't think I would have ever gone over to somebody's mom's house that was mourning. I just so I that speaks very highly of them. So anyway, I come in here every day and sit, when I come in the room, I always say, "Hi, Noah," just like I would have as if you were alive. And people are going to think I'm crazy, but something about that makes me feel better, you know?
Mhm.
And now his ashes are here. So I feel like he's really in here with me. I know that's not him. I know that's not.
Right.
It might not even be his ashes. Who knows, you know? But
But it's a presence and it's symbolic. And
so it makes me feel better.
I think,
Andrew was really struggling the first few days. Now he's kind of transferred it, his love for Noah over to Noah's half brother, which is Andrew's stepbrother. So it's Noah's dad is named Jim. It's his other kid,
okay.
Tyler. And so Tyler's been coming over and visiting with Andrew because that's like the only brother Andrew has, or, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, we raised that kid, you know, Jim and I had him every summer as he was growing up. He lived with us during the summer.
Okay.
And a lot of the weekends. So I mean, he's family. So that's kind of helping Andrew through. I tried to explain to him about burials and cremation just vaguely this morning, and he was like, he had no idea what I said. You ever seen a movie where they take the dead person in a box and then like bury him? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Okay.
I just needed to know if I needed to explain the urn to him, but no.
Yeah.
Too much. But I don't know there. I was gonna say I never thought I'd have to do this, but there's also that moment when she called me and said that he was dead and he hung himself, that my brain said, well, this is the call you've been expecting. I mean, yeah. So then there's that, okay, well, if I'm expecting it, why the fuck didn't I do something? I tried though. I did try. So anyway, there's just so much of that. And I don't mean to like belabor it, but it's really hard. And I find it when other people talk about their kids, it makes me mad. And it's just funny. Like, that's just like, how can you get to have a kid and I don't, you know?
Yeah.
Not that I want everyone else's kids to die. And I know that feeling is eventually going to go away, fade, you know.
Yeah.
Lady in the nail salon, oh, my daughter just had a baby. And I wanted to go, oh, well, my son just died, you know, like, I'm sure that's normal, you know. Everybody's been really nice to me. A couple
Well,
people haven't, and I remember who they are. So,
well,
the
everybody loves
petty
you.
bitch is still living.
Didn't change your personality.
That's
Oh,
true.
no.
I'm keeping a list. All right.
Well,
So
yeah.
anyway,
That's everybody loves you. Everyone's on your side.
yeah. So his memorial, in case anyone is interested, is next Saturday, August 20th at Wayside United Church of Christ, 2000 Southwest Dash Point Road at noon. If you're coming though, let me know because there will be food and I want to make sure we have enough. So,
Okay, well, I'm coming and you've seen me eat, so.
yeah. So I'll go order some more right now. I did talk to the restaurant today and I said I might need to call and order more food. She said that's fine. So we'll
Well,
see.
it's not easy.
No, it's not easy at all. So, but the other thing I want to say is if like you're struggling with addiction or depression or suicidal thoughts or something, just please get help. There's somebody in your life that loves you enough to help you if you just tell them, I need your help. And also, there was that lady out in front of Tacoma Comedy Club the other night
Yeah.
freaking out I assume, taking her clothes off and all that. And I was like, I'm going to go talk to her. Dave looked at me like, what? And I just felt the need. And I went over and tried to talk to her, and she said, we're related. You know, like tried to tell me that she and I were related. And then I was like, yeah, this isn't helping any, you know?
Yeah.
Not helping either one of us, but I still just felt like I wanted to reach out. So you see somebody out obviously on drugs, maybe just ask them if they have a mom that and tell them to call their mom and just say hi if nothing else. So
Yeah. Well,
all right.
I don't know.
I guess that's a good note to leave it on, because I don't know. Dick jokes right now would be kind of weird, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But
Okay, so
but we're all here for you, and it's all part of working through it. You know?
yeah. I just said to Dave today, like, how long is it going to take before I have a day where I'm going to actually feel happy? And he said, probably going to be a long time. And that is like a really thought. Because like right now, like I have moments of distraction.
Yeah.
You know, like I can have a really good set on stage, and that will take my mind off of it totally, but it's not fun right now. It's just, okay, good. I didn't think about it for that set amount of time.
Right. Yeah, it's I think it's important to be active and do things, just from the standpoint of your mind does a lot of work in the background when we're going through life.
Right.
But
Well, yeah, and I know that I need to get a little bit more rest than I've been getting. That would be helpful. And the other thing I wanted to say was I have resources. I know people are going to say they have resources for me. I have resources that I can reach out to when I'm ready. I'm just not ready.
yeah.
So thank you in advance. I don't need any resources.
Unless it's a booking.
Well, yeah, or some money. I am accepting money. Like, you know, like people are helping me and stuff, but this shit's expensive, you know?
Yeah.
So, and it's just, yeah. Anyway, I want to thank everybody that's been there for me, sent me food, flowers, prayed for the family, messages, even just like Care Reacts on Facebook. I notice every bit of it, because that's pretty much all I'm doing right now is looking at Facebook, and I can't really watch TV very much or listen to music because everything triggers me. So, yeah. And if you know of any like shows or movies that have suicidal scenes in them, just send me the name of it so I can make sure that I don't watch it. Okay. But I love you, Andy. You are a good friend.
I love you too. It's hard when things are tough and there's just nothing that you can do to just make it better, you know?
Yeah.
And just be around.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, I think, you know, when, you know, like if it's an older person that's died, you know, that eventually, I don't know, I just think it's easier to get over than when it's your kid. So,
Well, yeah, I think anybody would agree with that.
yeah. So, all right. Well, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.